Some life experiences leave a deeper mark on us than we realize. We may believe we have moved on, yet the emotions connected to those experiences continue to appear in the form of fear, self-doubt, anxiety, or an endless stream of negative thoughts. This was the reality for one member of the faster EFT community, who chose to share his story and the journey that helped him discover a new relationship with himself and his past. His experience is not a promise or a guarantee of results for others. Rather, it is an example of what can happen when someone becomes willing to look beyond symptoms and begin exploring the emotional patterns that have shaped their life for years. When the past continues to influence the present, for a long time, he struggled with feelings of guilt, self-criticism, and a negative view of himself. Despite investing significant time in personal development and searching for answers, it often felt as though he was trapped in the same emotional cycle. He found himself repeatedly revisiting painful memories, wondering what he should have done differently, and questioning many of the decisions he had made throughout his life. The more he analyzed the past, the heavier it seemed to become. Instead of finding freedom, he often found himself reliving the same emotions over and over again. Discovering a different approach, everything began to change when he discovered Robert Smith's videos and the principles of faster EFT. What stood out to him was not simply a technique, but an entirely different perspective. Instead of endlessly fighting against painful memories, he was encouraged to create peace with them. This idea challenged many of his previous beliefs. Rather than treating emotions as enemies, he began learning how to acknowledge them, understand them, and gradually release the emotional charge attached to old experiences. For the first time, he started to feel that lasting change might actually be possible. The challenge of self-forgiveness. One of the most important lessons on his journey involved learning to forgive himself. While many people eventually find ways to understand or forgive others, self-forgiveness often feels far more difficult. He realized that much of his emotional suffering came from constantly judging himself for past mistakes. Over time, he began to see that every decision he made in the past was based on the knowledge, resources, and emotional state he had at that moment. This realization did not remove responsibility. Instead, it allowed him to stop punishing himself and start focusing on growth, creating change from within. As he continued working on his emotional well-being, changes began appearing in everyday life. Situations that once triggered strong emotional reactions became easier to handle. He noticed a greater sense of calm, more patience, and less need to constantly control everything around him. Perhaps most importantly, he started viewing his thoughts differently. Instead of automatically believing every negative thought that entered his mind, he learned to observe them with greater awareness. This simple shift created more freedom and allowed him to respond to life with greater clarity. Freedom is not perfection. One of the most valuable insights from his journey was realizing that emotional freedom does not mean never experiencing difficult emotions. It does not mean being positive all the time or living a perfect life. True freedom comes from no longer being controlled by old stories, fears, and emotional patterns. It comes from developing a healthier relationship with yourself and recognizing that your past experiences do not have to define your future. Every journey begins with a single step. Perhaps you also carry memories that still affect you today. Maybe there are experiences that continue to shape your confidence, your relationships, or the way you see yourself. This story serves as a reminder that meaningful change does not always happen through dramatic breakthroughs. Sometimes it begins with a simple willingness to see yourself differently. When we change our relationship with our past, we often change our relationship with our future as well. And that is where true transformation begins. If you would like to explore emotional healing, personal growth, and the principles of faster EFT more deeply, you can find additional resources and ebooks that may support your journey. Enter my store.